Israel and the United States of America have bombed Iran overnight, and there's over $137 million liquidated in 60 minutes on the crypto market. But the question is this a bear trap or a bigger drop incoming? What happens when geopolitics collides with leverage? This morning, reports broke that Israel and America launched what is described as a preemptive attack on Iran. Explosions were heard in Tehran. Israel then declared a state of emergency, and within minutes, over $100 million in crypto longs were liquidated. Within 1 hour, that's just over 137 million wiped out in moments. Bitcoin dropped, Ethereum dropped harder, and XRP, it bled. And leverage traders got absolutely smoked. So the real question is this the start of something bigger, or was this just another panic flush before a continuation? Today, we're going to break down what actually happened, why crypto reacts violently to geopolitical shocks, what the liquidation data really tells us, whether this could actually be a bear trap, and what smart traders are doing right now during these uncertain times. So, let's get into it.
I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I'm personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I'm not a financial advisor.
According to reports, Israel launched what it described as a preemptive strike on Iran, and explosions were reported in the Iranian capital. And then the Israeli Defense Minister, Israel Katz, declared a state of emergency across the whole of Israel. This followed the collapse of the US and Iran nuclear talks in Geneva earlier this week. Talks that had already begun putting pressure on oil markets and global stocks. Now, here's the key. Markets hate uncertainty. They don't slowly process fear. They react instantly. And crypto reacts first. Within 15 minutes of the report, over 100 million in long crypto positions were liquidated. Within 1 hour, it was around 137 million total liquidations. That's not normal selling, that's forced liquidations. That's exchanges automatically closing positions because traders were over leveraged. Bitcoin alone saw 14 million liquidated in 15 minutes. So let's look at the price action. Bitcoin dropped to around $64,120, down roughly 2% in the hour and down over 5% for the day. Ethereum fell to around $1,870, and that's down over 8% in 24 hours. And XRP dropped to around $1.32, down nearly 8% on the day. BNB, similar story, down roughly 5%. Now here's something that's a little bit interesting. So the retail sentiment on Stockwits, Bitcoin is at neutral. Ethereum and XRP are bearish and chatter levels are low. Low chatter during sharp moves often means people are shocked and not positioned. That matters in this story. The selling isn't always organic fear, it's leveraged. If you're trading 20x, 50x, 100x, a 2 to 3% move against you, you're gone, you're out of your position, you're liquidated. And once the first wave hits, it triggers a second wave, then a third. That's how 100 million disappears in just minutes. It's not that everybody suddenly thinks Bitcoin is worthless and starts selling. It's that leverage amplifies that fear. There are three types of people right now. You've got the over-leveraged longs, and they're liquidated. You've got the emotional seller, and they've probably panic dumped. And then you've got the patient observer that's waiting. And historically, geopolitical spikes create sharp drops, fast liquidations, and then stabilization. Unless an escalation continues and this potential war gets worse, markets price in fear very, very quickly. But they also recover quickly if the situation doesn't worsen. Remember, Ukraine and Russia headlines, the Middle East escalations in the past, or the Taiwan tensions. Crypto always dumps during this type of news, then often rebounded once uncertainty has cooled down. The market hates unknowns more than it hates the news. Now let's talk about the real question that a lot of you will be feeling right now. Is this the start of a deeper correction, or was this engineered liquidity hunting? So here's what I'll be watching. Was this mainly just long liquidations? Did open interest start to reset? Does price reclaim key levels quickly? And does oil continue to rise in price? And also, does this escalation continue? Will Iran fire back? If this was purely a liquidation flush, we could see shorts piling late, funding flipping the narrative, and then a squeeze back up. This is a classic bear trap structure. And if this escalates further, then that's going to be a different story. But right now, what we've seen is a leverage flush, not structural collapse. Then there is a big difference here. This is where discipline separates amateurs from professionals. You don't trade headlines emotionally. You watch the reaction, you wait for the structure, and you manage risk. In moments like this, reduce your leverage, wait for confirmations, watch support zones. You need to start tracking the funding rates and monitor the oil prices. The worst thing you can do is chase those red candles. That's how you become the next liquidation statistic. I need to take a moment, a massive, and I mean a massive shout out to the 30 Crypto Wolfpack members out of the over 700 active members on the platform who were invited into our proof of concept automation group. You guys are part of history. You applied, you were selected, you were invited in, and you are testing our automation systems completely free of charge. No subscription, no hidden fees, no cost to you whatsoever. Yes, you're trading real money in your own real accounts, but we've securely linked that API to do the trading for you on automation, and you are helping us test this at scale. And what's happening right now? You are absolutely smashing it. We've built this automation with flexibility. You can leave it on the 30-minute time frame, which we believe is producing the most consistent results over time. Or you can switch the time frames, maybe down to 5 minutes or up to the hour time frame, and then let the automation scan for both long and short setups. Some of you are adjusting that time frame depending on volatility. Some of you are just randomly selecting a time frame. And right now, using different time frames, the results have been unreal. Just look at this. There are hundreds and some of you making thousands of dollars or pounds over the last week. And I'm genuinely so happy for every single one of you because this isn't backtesting. This isn't demo accounts. This is live, real capital, real API connection, and real execution on an automation. If we look here, look, we've got Johnny here on the 1 hour. He's at TP1 and TP2 and TP3. He's currently 299% up. Now, for that particular trade, it means he's $300 up. You've got Johnny again here. I think that's the same trade actually when it hit TP1. You've got Maraid here on the XRP, 32% up. You've got Lips here. He's put a little note on here and it says manual trade with the Wolfie takeover. Perfect. While I cracked on with some painting. Another 30% win. We've got Jason here. He said a cheeky start to the day, another 30% win. You've got Johnny with an absolutely whopping 405% win. Again, this is on the 5-minute time frame on our automation. He's at TP4 on that one. You've got Graham hitting 27.39%. Again, another XRP. Now, some of you might notice that these are on XRP because that's the one we're testing on. But in the future, we roll this out further to the Wolfpack and the wider community. There'll be different coins, different tokens you'll be able to do this on. But right now, we're testing this on XRP. You guys are not just making money. You're helping us test the back-end infrastructure, the execution stability. You're helping us scale the system and we're getting to get that automation logic perfect. And you're also testing out the technology readiness for a full rollout to the rest of the Wolfpack. You are helping us stress test something we've built from the ground up. And because of you, we are refining something that could become one of the most powerful tools inside the Wolfpack by an absolute mile. For those of you that are staying on the 30-minute time frame and you're not looking at the different time frames executions, we are so excited to watch your consistency over the next month. That time frame is looking very, very strong. Now, the results at the moment since the 12th of December, as it stands today, which is the 28th of February, is looking just over a 40% pot increase. So if you had 100 grand on that, as it stands today, you'd have had 140,000 US dollars. So I appreciate every single one of you on that 30-minute time frame that's sitting there and gathering those data for us. The data is building. And for me, this is just the beginning. So thank you. So to every single member that's in the proof of concept group inside the Wolfpack, thank you very much. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for participating. Thank you for allowing us to test this at scale. And thank you for believing in what we're building. You are part of the birth of something special. When this rolls out to the full Wolfpack, everybody will know who the original 30 were because you guys are the founding testers. You're the pioneers. You guys are absolute legends. So here is the bottom line. The Israel, United States and Iran escalation has triggered a fast liquidation cascade. Over 100 million has been wiped out in minutes. But what we've seen so far is a leverage flush, not confirmed structural collapse. Now we wait, does the tension escalate or does the volatility fade? That answer determines the next move. If you found this breakdown useful, hit that like, hit that subscribe for clear, rational crypto analysis, and I'll see you on the next one. So stay sharp, stay disciplined, and don't trade emotionally. If you're looking to get involved with the Crypto Wolfpack, please head over to thecryptowolfpack.co.uk or check out the link that's in the description. I appreciate every single one of you that's made it to the end of this video. Stay sharp, stay focused. I'll see you on the next one. And remember this, the strength of the wolf is in the pack.